So I just finished watching A Boy Called Christmas on Netflix. This is a UK production. This is brand new. It was just released in 2021 and distributed internationally by Netflix. This film does star a pretty well-known cast. We've got Kristen Wiig in here. We've got Maggie Smith, a very popular British actress, and this film stars Henry Lawful, who I believe is a pretty relatively new actor, young kid, and he basically carries the film forward. Now, at first, I thought this film was completely animated, but it's not. This is a live action film. From the trailers and from everything that I saw from that, it seemed like it was an animated film, especially with the main kid. Now, I don't know if they used any CGI on this kid, but it really felt like they used a lot of like Alita Battle Angel effects on this kid's eyes and just his facial expressions and stuff like that because they feel very surreal. They feel kind of cartoonish. But I can't really tell because watching the film, it felt like there was a lot of CGI used, but at the same time, it felt live action. So it was kind of weird. Like, it wasn't like Polar Express blend with animation and live action. It wasn't that much of a mix or a blend. You can tell it's a live action film for sure. But a lot of the expressions on the characters and a lot of the characters definitely had CGI in them. The Truth Pixie, she had her wings flying around, and you can tell that there was a lot of digital animation for a lot of the characters in the story. This basically is a fantasy movie, fantasy drama kind of thing. But it still was definitely live action central. I just throughout the whole thing, I was wondering if they used CGI on this main kid, but regardless, it basically starts off with Maggie Smith. She's telling a story to her grandchildren, and in this story, it's about this kid named Nicholas, played by Henry Lawful, and he lives with his father. His mother is recently deceased, and they basically live in a cabin. It's a snowy environment. They live in Finland, and this kid definitely has a very Scandinavian look to him. He's got like the red hair, and it's all English speaking. This film is fully in English. Um, and he lives with his father. They don't have too much money. They live in this kind of, I don't know if it's a kingdom of some kind, but they definitely live in an isolated place in the forest. Very snowy environments. This film is based on a book, and you can definitely tell they did a really good job making this film come to life in this like fantastic like storybook kind of environment. I really really liked the cinematography and the way this film looked for sure. So basically, the father goes on an expedition to find this magical town called Elfshelm, and he leaves Nicholas behind with his aunt, played by Kristen Wiig, who does a pretty funny job playing this like crazy, mean spirited, evil kind of woman. She's really charismatic in the role, and she really brings a lot out of it. But he's left with her. He ends up finding a map, and his father ends up missing for quite a while, about 3 months or so. And then Nicholas finds this map, and then goes on his own mission himself with this little mouse character, which he names Mika, and he teaches this mouse how to talk eventually. Throughout the story, he finds this reindeer named Blitzen, and if you haven't guessed already, this is kind of an origins of Christmas story. And basically, as the story goes along, the more that this character, Nicholas, believes in magic, the more magic begins to happen, such as this town called Elfshelm. I think it's called Elfshelm in the film. Basically, only people who believe in the magic of Christmas and magic in general can see this town, and it's basically invisible to everybody else. And in this town called Elfshelm, it's run by elves, obviously, and they're very afraid of humans. They're very skeptical of humans. They basically look at humans as monsters. And there's a point throughout the film, too, where one of the little elves is captured by a bunch of hunters, including Nicholas's father, which they so happen to find out. And it's basically a lesson between like morality and how humans and such can be like not corrupt but not perfect, like kind of good and bad at the same time. And it's a story about morality. It's a story about keeping hope alive, having purpose, and having hope, and but done in a really intelligent way, I would say. And the characters, just like the environment itself, and just like the look and feel of the film, like a storybook coming to life, are very are very they're very memorable. Every character in this film has so much heart and so much depth to them, and I really enjoyed every single one of them. Like the Truth Pixie was fantastic, such an adorable character. Nicholas is great in his role. The father was great too. I think they kind of underutilized him, but for what he delivered, he was great. Um, and uh, and yeah, even all the villains, the king of this Elf's Helm place, everything was very imaginative, and I can definitely see this film becoming a bigger classic as the years go on. So, for a brand new film, it definitely is very well done, and it's streaming on Netflix and just came out in 2021. So, definitely a recommend for me. I had a really good time with this one, and it's very visually appealing, and the cast is fantastic. So, I would definitely give this one a good two thumbs up for sure. So that's what I got on A Boy Called Christmas. Subscribe to Morgan Film Fan if you like to listen to my voice or if you like my film reviews. I'll be back with more, plenty on the channel, so check those out. And until next review, have a great night. Take care and cheers.